a society have come to an understanding that the uncontrolled consumption of conventional power resources like fossil fuels can lead to problems. Of course, fossil fuels have helped us come a long way. I mean, honestly, we wouldn't be where we are today if we hadn't discovered fossil fuels. However, it looks like these conventional energy resources are causing us a lot of harm. They have been polluting our environment, and it is happening at an alarming rate. And on top of that, the soaring prices of oil and gas, potential shortages due to overuse. These are serious issues. As they are non-renewable resources, we may run out of these resources in the due course. Hence, it is time for us to find the alternatives which we've almost always managed to do. So, look around. In nature, you will find resources everywhere. What happens when you use a magnifying glass to focus the sunlight onto a piece of paper? Let's see. Focus it for some time. See there? The paper burns, right? Sunlight falling on that little area can burn a hole in the paper. Now imagine the amount of sunlight falling over the entire planet. Huge, right? Now, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could harness this energy to create electricity or cook food? Well, it is possible. Let's see how. Wow! Look at these solar panels. These panels capture energy from the sun. They take this energy and use it to provide the house with electricity and even hot water. In short, photovoltaic technology converts sunlight into electricity. Different appliances like solar heaters, solar cookers, and solar dryers also use solar energy. India is a tropical country and receives more direct sunlight. Hence, we have tremendous possibilities to tap into solar energy. In fact, state governments have installed big solar power plants. This has actually increased the supply of manure for agriculture and helped in environmental conservation by minimizing the rural households' dependence on firewood and dung cakes. Governments have also set up various policies to promote the use of solar energy. As of March 2022, the government is aiming at 25,750 megawatt of new power generation capacity from solar plants that they are planning to install. So, we can safely say that solar energy has a bright future in India. We harness solar energy through solar panels. That we know now. But how do we capture energy from the magical wind? Let's see how. Whoa! What are these mega structures? Yes, they are windmills. Now, as the name suggests, these are giant machines which harness the wind energy. India has a huge potential for this clean energy source. Two places that are widely regarded for their effective use of wind energy in India are Nagarcoil and Jaisalmer. Wind farm cluster from Nagarcoil to Madurai in Tamil Nadu is one of the largest wind farm clusters. Apart from these, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra and Lakshadweep have important wind farms. Nuclear energy is obtained from atoms of radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. This energy is harnessed by altering the structure of atoms that produce a high amount of heat energy. A huge amount of energy is released, which is then used to boil water to create steam. Steam, in turn, forces the turbines to spin. This turbine is connected to a generator that generates electricity in a power plant. This energy is also known as atomic energy. Uranium and thorium, which are available in the Aravalli ranges of Rajasthan and Jharkhand, are used for generating atomic or nuclear power. The monazite sands of Kerala are also rich in thorium. Nuclear power stations in India are located in Kaiga in Karnataka, Kalpakam in Tamil Nadu, Tarapur in Maharashtra, Kakrapar in Gujarat, Rawatbhata in Rajasthan and Narora in Uttar Pradesh. Whoa! Can you see that active volcano spewing hot lava? Well, that's geothermal energy in action. Geo means the earth and thermal means heat. Just like the hot lava from a volcano, heat energy may also come out in the form of hot springs. You know, these hot springs can be used for cooking, heating, and bathing. The amazing thing about hot springs is that we can use this heat energy to generate power. Yes, we know that with increasing depth inside the earth, it gets hotter, with the core being the hottest. At some places, this heat energy comes in contact with groundwater and heats it up so much that sometimes when it reaches the earth's surface, turns into steam. This steam or hot water can be used to run a turbine. And you know the rest of the story. The turbine will rotate the generator, which in turn produces electricity. Out of the several hundred hot springs, 2 experimental projects have been set up in India to harness geothermal energy. One is located in the Parvati Valley near Manikarn in Himachal Pradesh, and the other is located in the Puga Valley, Ladakh. We learned how the electricity is generated from water which is stored at a height. But what about the tides? With all that water moving up and down, we ought to be able to use tidal energy, right? Well, we can. We can produce electricity from the tides, and this energy is called tidal energy. Floodgate dams are built across the inlet. During high tide, the gates are opened and water is allowed to enter through the inlet. Once the water is inside, the gates are closed and the water gets trapped. When the tide falls outside, the floodgates are opened and the water is released via a pipe that is connected to the turbines. These turbines will in turn rotate the generator to produce electricity. Voila! In India, ideal conditions for utilizing tidal energy is provided in the Gulf of Khambat, the Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat on the western coast, and the Gangetic Delta in Sundarban regions of West Bengal. We humans are one restless species. We can't wait for millions of years for some dead plants and animals to be converted into a power resource. Or are we satisfied with the existing natural power resources? We are curious enough and intrigued enough to even create something out of nothing. One such invention is to create energy out of waste. Yes, you heard it right. Waste. Organic waste. Using dead plants, kitchen waste, and animal dung, we can create a gaseous fuel called biogas. This organic waste or slurry is collected in a pit. The bacteria formed in the slurry will decompose the waste in a biogas digester. This emits biogas. The gas thus formed is basically a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. Now, in comparison to kerosene, dung cake and charcoal, biogas has higher thermal efficiency. Biogas plants that are also commonly known by the name gobar gas plants are set up at municipal, cooperative and individual levels. Biogas can replace your regular LPG cylinder in cooking. It can also be used for lighting your homes. And the organic matter that remains can be used as a manure in farming. A win-win situation for all, right? For economic development of our country, one thing that is undeniably necessary is energy. Energy is required to run agriculture, industries, and transportation. These are different sectors of the national economy, and the energy requirements to run these sectors have been increasing every year since independence. Why? Because the consumption of different types of energy is increasing consistently all over the country. In fact, according to some reports, electricity demand in India could grow from 949 terawatt hours in 2015 to between 2074 to 2785 terawatt hours by 2030. Contribution of fossil fuels in India's energy mix is around 74%. Our dependency on fossil fuels is quite high. We also know their adverse effects on the environment and their limited reserves. Presently, our country is considered to be one of the least energy efficient countries in the world. Hence, measures should be taken to use them economically, and we should do everything we can to sustain our environment. Harnessing alternative energies and resources is the need of the hour. It is time to use more renewable energy resources to meet our needs. You can do your part too. Just take baby steps by doing something as simple as switching off the lights when not in use, sharing a ride, using public transportation, and so on. After all, energy saved is energy produced.